for control of the Opposition Citizen Coalition for Change, CCC, amidst heightened political tensions in the military-rich nation. The Harare High Court ruled in favor of Sengozo Shabangu, whom the CCC leadership says is an impostor. Claiming to be the party's interim Secretary General, Shabangu had the seats of 14 CCC lawmakers declared vacant by Parliament. This triggered by-elections in 9 constituencies the CCC won under a first-past-the-post system in a disputed election in August. Soldiers belonging to the East African community who were deployed a year ago to fight M23 rebels in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo have since been deemed ineffective by the Congolese government, and their mandate expires today. The troops from Uganda, Kenya, Burundi, and South Sudan have begun flying home after President Felix Tshisekedi refused to extend their stay, and top officials criticized their performance. Soldiers from the Southern African Development Community bloc are expected to replace the last African force, but no date has been set for their arrival. In a related development, the M23 rebel group has captured the town of Mushaki, which is 25 miles from Goma, the capital of the mineral-rich North Kivu province. The rebels seized the town on 7 December after clashing with the Congolese army. DR Congo is scheduled to hold a general election on 20 December. A devastating flood which hit the South Omo region of Ethiopia nearly 3 weeks ago have left many residents homeless and in need of assistance. The flood in Akodogo village of Densnech district was caused by the sudden rise of the Omo River. The residents had been hoping for some rain to ease their water scarcity due to the severe shortage of rainfall, but was caught off guard by the unexpected deluge that swept away their houses and belongings. Heavy rains in the highlands of South and Southwest Ethiopia caused the river to overflow and flood 34 administrative wards and 7 islands in the Desnesh-Wareda region of South Omo since late October. The United Kingdom has given Rwanda another £100 million this year as part of its deal to relocate asylum seekers. The Home Office's top civil servant, Matthew Riskov, said in a letter to members of Parliament that the payment was made in April after £140 million had already been sent to the African nation. Rycroft said another payment of £50 million is expected next year. The revelation came out after Rishi Sunak vowed to finish the job of reviving the plan after the resignation of his immigration minister this week. The scheme to send some asylum seekers to Rwanda for processing in order to deter people from crossing the English Channel in small boats was first announced by then Prime Minister Boris Johnson in April 2022, but it has been repeatedly delayed by legal challenges, and no asylum seekers have been sent from the UK so far. Israel has said a guided missile attack from Lebanon has killed an Israeli civilian in the north of the country, prompting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to warn that Beirut would be turned into Gaza if Hezbollah started an all-out war. The Israeli military said that fighters from the Lebanese Shia group carried out an anti-tank attack in northern Israel. Hezbollah, which supports the Palestinian group Hamas, said one of the 11 attacks it carried out targeted an Israeli barracks in Matat, a village abutting the Lebanese border. The Israeli army said it just struck a Hezbollah command and control center in response to the Iranian-backed group's attack. It was not immediately clear if Netanyahu's comment was linked to the most recent Hezbollah strike. United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken has urged Israel to conclude and release the findings of a probe into artillery strikes that killed a journalist and wounded 6 others in Lebanon. Blinken said that it is important and appropriate that Israel thoroughly investigates the October 13th strike in southern Lebanon. He also said he had extraordinary admiration for journalists working in dangerous regions around the world. Blinken's comments came after separate investigations by Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and other news agencies found that an Israeli tank was responsible for the October 13 strikes in southern Lebanon. The attacks killed a journalist, Issam Abdallah, and injured 6 other journalists. Israel's military has said it is reviewing the circumstances of the strike, but is yet to release any findings from its investigations. India's ambassador to Qatar has met 8 foreign naval officers who have been sentenced to death in Qatar on unspecified charges. An Indian Foreign Ministry spokesperson said that the diplomats met the men in prison on 3rd December, adding that a court in Qatar has held 2 hearings on an appeal filed by India against the verdict, and a 3rd hearing will be held soon. The Court of First Instance of Qatar sentenced the men to death in October, as India had said then that it was deeply shocked and would explore all legal options. The court order has not been made public, and both countries have not revealed the specific charges against the men. Federal prosecutors have filed tax charges against Hunter Biden, a second criminal case against the U.S. president's son. The 9-count indictment says he schemed to evade at least $1.4 million in federal taxes from 2016 to 2019. The 3 felonies and 6 misdemeanors, including failure to file and pay taxes, false tax return, and evasion of assessments. The 53-year-old son of President Joe Biden has already pleaded not guilty in the gun case. Hunter Biden was indicted in September on federal firearm charges in Delaware. The White House did not comment on the new charges on Thursday night. To end the foreign report, a quick reminder of some of our major reports. Thousands of people in Ethiopia were left homeless after a devastating flood. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has warned Hezbollah after a cross-border attack that killed an Israeli civilian. We also brought you reports that President Biden's son, Hunter, has faced a second federal indictment on tax evasion. And that's the news as put together by Adele Bitter. I am Ubilijit Yara. Thank you for watching.